back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. Here. The lion. New music, so funny. Kurt Cobain.
All right. I am Janae Struther.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, let me tell you real quick. Today's Super Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Super Sunday indeed.
Super Sunday, what a day. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's like a dream come true. It's unbelievable. Yes, and we're going to win. We are going to win, no question.
No question about it. Super Sunday is here. I had to bring up the guy Lester Hayes in here because I absolutely love that. Shout out to all my people who are here. You see this guy right here, Mr. Anthony Handy.
Yo, what's good? How y'all doing, people? How y'all feeling? Super Sunday, get up out your seats. What you doing? Let's go.
Let's get it. You see who's under him.
Sleep through the halftime show complaining about the referee.
Hey, look, don't talk about it because Nate actually said he don't watch the halftime show, so we're going to have to talk to Nate. Bro, you're going to have to see Rihanna this year, man. You're going to have to see it. Trust. And you see who's right under him. I literally hit this guy up like 5 minutes ago, and he said, "Oh, you're going on now? I'll be there." My guy, Mr. Alex Loosemore. What up, Alex?
Not too much, man. Excited for this game later on. Should be a hell of a night, and can't wait to get it rolling.
Let's get it. Absolutely. And you see the guy who's under me, the guy who couldn't wait to get this thing going straight out of Chicago, Mr. Nicholas, I want the smoke, Rosario. What up, Nick?
Well, personally, I only watch the football game for the commercials. Yes. I'm great. How are you boys doing? It's Sunday. We got the game in, 4 hours from now? We're good. Let's get it on. Let's talk some football. Let's do the thing with the thing. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Feeling good.
What's going on, Johnny? What's going on, Scott? Hey, and Scott.
Hey, Scott's back.
Here. Shout out to Scott for being on here. And Scott, this is for you. The LA Rams are still Super Bowl champ. For the next couple of hours.
Surprised it wasn't already in the comments.
Right? I'm the first to say it this time, Scott. What's going on?
That's right. There it is.
Yes. So, hey, it's Super Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here just to kind of break down the game, each of the teams. If you have watched anything with any of our faces in it this past week, we have done our best. That's these past 2 weeks. We've done our best to kind of break down the game. People have had thoughts back and forth. One of our co-hosts had a script that she read from. I think you need to check that out because
NFL is rigged. NFL is rigged. NFL is rigged. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Yes. Yo, so we're going to sit here and break down the teams. We're going to sit here and talk about it and kind of lead you up to the game and even share a little bit of what we're having on the meal, the agenda for what we're doing today.
Yeah.
But before we do that, it is February, which means Black History Month and adding in a Super Bowl spotlight. And Handy, I'm going to come to you first. Yes, brother. I'm going to come to you first. This is
Wakanda
the first.
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the first Super Bowl
forever.
ever start two African Americans. I mean, this is a milestone, man. Anthony, what do you think?
I do not know what you are talking about with the milestone. Where I come from, we just walk until we get where we are going. We do not count any miles. I do not know what you Americans are doing with their miles. It might be a kilometer stone in my country. That is what we call it, a kilometer stone. But it is great to see two dark-hued gentlemen. Actually, neither one of them is dark-hued. It makes me question. Are they from the African part of Africa? Are they from the Africa part of Africa? Maybe they are Egyptian. I do not know. All I know is that the one named Mahommes, he likes ketchup on his steak. I normally just I cut it off with the knife and I eat it straight off the cow. But you know, to each their own. I think. Let me stop playing. A real talk. That could be. That could be a little Charlie. You unregurgitated rhinoceros. Come on. Anyway, like I was gonna say, you know, a lot of kids, like a lot of people were like, well, why does it have a lot of people say, why does it have to be a race thing? It is it was a big deal for me being 17 years old and seeing Doug Williams as the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl. Because prior to that, I mean, no knock on anybody else, but you know, there was Roger Staubach and Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Dawson, Johnny Unitas, all great quarterbacks, but there was nobody that looked like me. So when I saw something like that, even though I wasn't a football player, that made me say, hey, if I decide to play football, then maybe I can do that. So now you have an instance where we've had several African-American quarterbacks starting in the game. We've had a game instance where we've had 2 African-American coaches as the starting coaches. We've had an instance where we've had a black general manager for the Giants, was it? I think it was. I'm not sure, but it was a black general manager, the first black general manager in the front office when his team won a Super Bowl. So now you're having these instances where you're seeing, hey, look, we can do these things too. You know, and so I think it is a very, very historic occasion. I think it is one to be cherished, and I hope they light the scoreboard up. Look, for those of y'all that had the prop bets, I'm sorry, prop bets be damned. I want to see a fireworks show because these 2 kids have both shown. You got Jalen Hurts. I like to call him the quiet professional because he's not real loud. He doesn't give you a whole lot.
Son of a coach.
He doesn't really give you a whole lot of those crazy kooky sound bites. You know, he's not going to be like a Richard Sherman talking about, oh, they was talking crap about me. Scared the hell out of Aaron Andrews. Who was talking crap about you? Crabtree. Don't ever talk crap about me, Crabtree.
I remember that.
You know, he's very quiet, doesn't give you a lot of sound bites, but the boy has done nothing but work. The boy has a work ethic out of his mind. We saw what happened at Alabama. We saw what happened at Oklahoma. We, you know, and even the people and this is funny now because the people at Oklahoma that was like, oh my God, why did they bring Jalen Hurts in here? He's not a great quarterback because we didn't win the Big 12 championship or play for the national championship. Then I'm now claiming Jalen Hurts because that boy was built by Oklahoma. And now he bided his time. He did his due diligence, and now he stepped in as a starting quarterback, and now he's getting a start in the Super Bowl. And then of course on the other side of the fence, we got the guy I like to call Mahommes, Patrick Mahommes boy. We already know he likes ketchup on his steak. The $500 million man, first quarterback in the history of the league to have a deal that huge. And we know what he can do. The kid is like Houdini on the field. He's like a combination of every multifaceted quarterback we've ever seen with a little bit of Harlem Globetrotters and some David Blaine thrown in. And that's about the best explanation. I mean, every time you think you got him, it's like, oh no, wait, the ball's over here. Whatever. Anyway, I'm really excited for it to see what's going to happen. So that's where I'm gonna leave that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that. Hey, Alex, I got to come to you. He said a mouthful in that, but we have to talk about it.
I was on NFL Edition. My bad.
Wow. He said it. Doug Williams was there. He was the first, obviously, in 1988. Then we had Steve Aaron McNair that came so close. Donovan that couldn't hold his lunch on the field. And then Russell won one. And then it was probably part of the worst play call at the goal line ever in a ball game. It, like Anthony said, it's getting to be more normal. It's getting to be more accepted. Like, what are your thoughts on this, but also the other guys that came before?
Yeah, I mean, like, Anthony said it perfectly about these 2 guys that are playing in today's game. They both busted their ass. They both worked so hard to get to this point where they're 2 of the top quarterbacks in football right now.
Yep.
And deservedly so. And, I mean, you look at those guys, like Williams had to earn his stripes. He was backups, and he was backup in Tampa Bay, started a bit there, came over to Washington, earned his spot there. McNair balled out for Tennessee, inches away from getting his Super Bowl. So close. And then McNabb and T.O., that was special for a bit in Philly. And again, you went up against the GOAT. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And Russell Wilson, I mean, and back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Torched Peyton Manning's Broncos. Absolutely demolished them.
Yeah.
And then the next year, you hand that ball off to Marshawn Lynch and you're back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
So close.
I mean, these guys have gotten there and the majority of the time they've played very well.
Yeah.
So I'm with Anthony. I hope the same for these two guys today. I hope they ball out. I mean, even Mahomes in his Super Bowl loss, he was almost laying flat on the ground, throws it sidearm.
Exactly.
25, 30 yards, and it's right on the money, hits the guy in the face. Like, it's just that I just hope we get fireworks today.
Yeah. And that's, I think, what we're all hoping for is a great game. But like Johnny said, Dungy versus Lovey, you got the Bears stuff on.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to bring pain to you, but I do want to, it was a great moment. It was a great moment.
Yeah, no.
I mean, one of the best starts to the Super Bowl ever. Let's say that.
Yes. No, 100%. Okay. And again, it's that season alone. As a Bear fan, I'm going, all right, this is really be our year. We're going to get back to the Super Bowl. This is the team. You get excited, and then you add something to it. And that's the thing with history. Sometimes you look back at it and go, wow, I would have never before that thought that would be possible. And then it happens. And that's the whole thing with today in that sense. Like, you're kind of surprised it didn't happen sooner. Yeah. But at the same time, you just go, well, I'm glad it's happening now. And you just, like you said, these are like, and you guys have all said it before me, these two have busted their humps to get where they are. Honestly, whether you are a Mahomes fan, you're a Hurts fan, whatever the deal is, these guys have worked hard to be where they are. Like, especially, and I think just out of the respect factor in the sense, like, Jalen Hurts had a little tougher road, it seems, because nobody thought he's undersized, he's this, he's that, he doesn't, not a great arm. He's just a runner.
Late second round pick.
Yeah. So you don't have, he really had to prove everybody wrong. Patrick got a little better deal, because he's still a first round pick. He goes to Andy Reid. He gets to sit behind broken leg boy. I'm sorry. What is his name? Good Lord. I get Alex Smith. Thank you. And I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm glad Alex Smith is walking and yeah, exactly. But I mean, he sat behind him. He got to learn a little bit. And the minute they gave him the ball, he was off and running. So, I mean, it's great to see these two. Again, obviously, seeing Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith coach that Super Bowl was phenomenal. It really was. Because you had two guys, both defensive-minded guys, too. So you were kind of wondering how the game was going to go. I still don't know why Tony Dungy kicked off to Devin Hester to begin with, but whatever. That's fine. We have a highlight. Right. We have a highlight for and believe me, when you see that, you're like, we're going to win this game. Look at the way we started. It's coming, baby. You're like, this is it. But anyways, again, yeah. So I really think that just, history, whatever you want to call it, but just for the fact that you're getting to see two guys who have worked it till, like, let's be honest, guys. You don't often get two number one seeds make it to the Super Bowl. Doesn't happen as often as you might think. Yeah, and so to get to see these guys have been the two best teams all year, number one, right? And number one in each of their conferences. So we're getting the Super Bowl I think we all deserve. And I think we're getting a Super Bowl that should, again, exciting. I want high scoring. I was telling Sean before we went on that, you always get the feeling that this could be one of those, like, it ends up 13-10 or something just because all the hype and all, like, these are two great offenses and blah, blah, blah. But again, I would like to see some fireworks. I think it's going to be a good game. And again, great. It's great for history just in general because, and again, I don't want to pretend like I speak for everyone, but given the state of the world we're in today, it's always good to see something positive happening. And it's always good to see that we are progressing in some way. So it's good to see. I'm glad it's happening. Let's go from there. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And I don't want this to overshadow the other news about today where we are having the first African-American female coach that will be also coaching in this ball game. So it's
that's true.
Great news for all that. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to do that to my guy, Alex. I see what's in this comment about these Super Bowl memories.
Give me a second here.
Give me a second.
And shout out to the crew roundtable. They went on a little bit earlier. Good stuff for sure. But y'all are definitely coming after my guy. It's not happening. Not happening, baby. Yo,
nothing more important than family. Protect our family.
Hey, but we're gonna get into it because I have to sit here and say Nick Foles, last Eagle quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and we're gonna go right into those Philadelphia Eagles because, like you said, they are the best team in the NFC.
Technically, Scott, he's the only Eagle to win a Super Bowl. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
He's the only one. He's the only one, my friend. You're gonna have to amend your comment. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna come to you first, Alex, because if you do want to address that comment, you can.
I addressed it in the comments.
You hit it in the okay, all right, bet. But I mean, Alex, let's save two very true things. Number one, the Eagles were, I think, the best team in the NFC. But number two, the NFC was not as good as the NFC has been over the years. So talk to me about this. What are some strengths, some weaknesses? I know Hassan Reddick was one of those guys that crew roundtable put up there. But, I mean, outside of Jalen Hurts, where are we going with this Eagles? Are they really the best? Like, what do you think?
To me, as constructed, they're probably the most complete team. They've got the best set of trenches. That offensive line is number one in the NFL. And you can make the argument that defensive line is number one as well. When your backup defensive tackles are Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, you got a pretty special unit there. Like, those guys could still start for half the teams in the
Backup.
Yeah.
Say that again. That's your backup.
Yeah. And then that secondary for Philly as well. You've got that cornerback duo of Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Not too many better corner duos in football than what they have.
Yep.
And that connection between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown has been special this year.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's the trenches have been a strength for them for years, but A.J. Brown has kind of taken that offense over the top because it's allowed Jalen Hurts to have that dynamic weapon and Devonta Smith to slide into that number 2 role.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And Nick, I mean, look, let's be very honest. A lot of people have dogged Jalen Hurts and the Eagles for having one of the best running games and everything. But if it's not broke, don't fix it. If you get those guys and Jalen Hurts, Gainwell, Boston Scott, and Miles Sanders, you get those guys running this year on top of having Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert. I mean, that running game, can it be stopped?
Well, here's the thing, and I think that's going to be the biggest test today. And again, as far as, I kind of agreed with Alex, so I'll change my answer a little bit just to not say the same thing. But yeah, when you look at the line for Philadelphia, the offensive line, and what those runners have been blocking, running behind, phenomenal. I mean, you've got an all-pro center in Jason Kelce. The other guys on the line are just as phenomenal. But I mean, receivers, I think, is what put
2 months with a torn groin,
with a torn. Yeah, no, that is a serious thing. But my thing is like Alex was talking about. I think the receivers are the strength here, because even if you thought that Jalen Hurts' throwing ability was suspect, when you have a good receiver who can grab the ball out of midair or who can make a play over the middle, that makes your quarterback better as well. Yep. And I think Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown have helped Jalen Hurts in his progression and in his growth. And well, Goddard too, but I'm saying in general, I think the receivers have really helped him. Goddard is just a beast in general. Like, you could put Alex back there at quarterback, and I'm sure he'd be fine. Like, it's just Dallas Goedert will catch anything you throw at him. Like, I could throw handy at him and he'd catch him. So I mean, it doesn't, that's one of those things where you just, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I think one of the strengths lies in their receivers. And these guys have played well all year. Like I said, they're number one in the NFC for a reason. We know about both lines. Like Alex said, easily number one in the NFL on both sides of the ball. And, your corners are great. I mean, it's hard to find a true weakness on this team. Yeah. And so I'm going to say it. The weakness could potentially be Jalen Hurts. Does he accept that he is on the biggest stage in the world and it doesn't get to him? Not that I'm saying it will, but I'm saying one of the biggest things that happens in games like this is sometimes quarterbacks fall apart. Right. Greatest quarterbacks in the world could have a bad game at any time. And I think he just has to stay within himself, do what you've done all year. You've got the running backs, you've got the receivers. Don't stray from the game plan. Don't try to be a hero. Play within the system, and you guys will be fine. So, yeah, I think the only weakness could end up being the mental of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Stick with your game, man. Don't differ, don't defer, don't do anything. Don't do anything differently. Just do your thing. Don't be the hero. Just stick with what got you there. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to shout out Scott. Yes, I wanted to give you your love, man, because I don't know. With that team, unless they get healthy again, it might be a while. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And he said Anthony because he could throw Alex. Yo, Andy, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you because look, they talked about the offense, but you got two boys that came from your first of the two national championship teams, Big Baby Davis and Nakobe Dean. But on top of that, like Alex said, after the Eagles came up against this team, they had to get Linval Joseph and they had to get Ndamukong Suh to shore up that middle of the D line because Washington had a field day running up the gut. So what does this say about that defense? We know how amazing they are. Hassan Reddick is a name that's been thrown around as potential, dark horse for the MVP. Talk to me about this defense, man.
There's a lot that can be said about that. There's a lot that can be said about the defense. There's a lot, both good. Most of it has been good this season. And of course, I appreciate you showing a little love to my boy. Which one is he in? He's in this one over here. And my boy, 6'4", 341 pounds. Big Baby Davis, carrying 4 offensive linemen by himself.
I knew you were waiting for that.
Hey, look, right across the plane. And it's gone. Big Head Barry Bonds gets another home run. Anyway, I say that. I didn't mean to call Barry Bonds Big Head, but if you got to get a tank top with a zipper, then you might need to.
No.
Anyway, you got to buy your straw hats at Pottery Barn. Just lower the dosage. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, hashtag Cedric the Entertainer. Real talk. I think the defense has been solid all season. You know what though? That every single season we have seen it where it does not matter how good an offensive unit is, how good a defensive unit is, with a few exceptions, like maybe the 2000 Ravens or so ish, because they just beat up everybody. They just took everybody's lunch money. You're going to have times when you're going to have guys that are hurt. When you're going to have guys that are hurt. Or you're gonna have some guys whose heads are not all the way in the game. I mean, every single season I've seen it. Somebody in the unit gets a little ahead of themselves and starts making mistakes. I still think that defensive unit is as solid. I mean, they've had a couple of weeks. The West. They've had a couple of weeks. The West. We're going rabbit hunting. They've had a couple of weeks to rest. They've had some time to study up on what they got to play. Who they got to play, what their assignments are. I think they're going to come out there. They're going to come out headhunting. I mean, they can't play the same style of defense that the aforementioned Ravens can play because that'd be flags all over the place. But they're coming out headhunting. It's the Super Bowl. This is it. Yeah. This is not Week 16. We can afford to lose this one because we got the number 1 seed. This is win or go home, and they're gonna come hard today. They'll come hard today. Period. Point blank. No comma. No semicolon.
Respect. Yeah, no, I'm you guys have said it for the most part. As far as strengths, like Nick said, go with what brought you. You know what I'm saying? When you ever go to the dance, you dance with the one that brought you. Good defense, great running game. Jalen Hurts is doing just enough. Okay. Now, as far as weaknesses are concerned, and we'll talk about the Chiefs a little bit later, but the Chiefs have been here before. And I understand that they lost the one against, a couple years back against Tampa Bay and whatnot. And it was a close game against San Francisco, but they've been here before. And not only that, they've been to 5 of the last 6 AFC championships? Or is it 4 of the last 5? They've been deep in the season for years, in the last couple years. So they've got it together. So in my opinion, yes, the Eagles – they're going to have to do everything in their power, and they're going to have to get a couple of breaks because at the end of the day, the Eagles, they're still new to this. They're fresh to this. And a lot of the times, no matter how great you did, like a lot of you have said, at the end of the day, like the Super Bowl is a different beast. The playoffs are a different beast, but the Super Bowl is a different beast. You can almost look at each individual quarter as a separate game.
So, yeah, we'll definitely see how that ends up going. We're gonna shout out some Super Bowl trivia real quick. I'm gonna throw up the first question, kind of let the people in the crowd answer, and then give it to you guys. Who was the first QB that came in as a backup to lead the Eagles to their most recent Super Bowl? Scott, I know you said it. Give the people here a little chance to answer, but pretty sure everybody knows who this is.
The interesting thing, we're talking about the Eagles not really being here before. They do still have quite a few pieces from that last Super Bowl run.
Yes.
Like, you've got Kelsey, you've got Lane Johnson, you got Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. Like, you've got quite a few guys that have that experience being there, but it's hard when the majority of the team on the Chiefs has been there and done it. Like, that's the hard part.
Yeah. And so what is our answer, Nick? I'll let you go. I mean, I think we all pretty much know.
I believe the answer is Boutros Ghali, but I don't know if that's correct. So I'm going to go with Nick Foles, of course. Good old Tricky Nicky came to the Bears for a little bit there and is now riding the bench. Where is he riding the bench at? Where'd he go?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Thank you. Yes, that's right. The Colts. Yes, that's right. Indy. So Tricky Nicky. You know, because your boy, because Plastic Boy Carson Wentz couldn't last a whole season. They brought in Nick Foles to win the Super Bowl, so that's your quarterback, Sean. That's your quarterback, Sean. Deal with it. That's right. I said it. Deal with it. Yeah.
Hey,
deal with it.
Let him know.
Deal with it.
Let him know. Let him know.
Yeah, whatever.
We named the starter, or we danced around the question, but maybe
not according to Ron Rivera. Right. The starter could be on his roster. He said could be. Exactly.
Maybe.
Could be.
Not there yet.
Anyways,
I think he wants Jimmy G, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Exactly.
We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a long off season. All right, I'm going to bring the next one up. And Handy, I'll let you answer this one after a minute. Who was the Eagles quarterback to start in their first ever Super Bowl appearance? I'll give you a hint, and for any of those in the comments, I'll give you guys a hint. His nickname was also the name of a very popular movie series. I'll give you one more hint.
Before the show.
Yeah.
Yes, Ron Jaworski of the
Jaworski.
Right before the show, and just like that, it went.
The Polish rifle. Ron Jaworski.
Ron Jaworski, Scott Thaler. Randall Cunningham. Unfortunately, Randall did not make it to a Super Bowl. He came a missed field goal away from making it with the Vikings. This close.
Yeah.
So, but yes, Ron Jaworski took them to their first Super Bowl in 1980. I think, Nick, you said that was the first one that you had ever watched.
Remember, I was 7 years old. Yeah, I was 7 years old, and it's the first one I truly remember watching was the Raiders and the. A fun fact for you guys for speaking of Randall Cunningham. For those of you who may not know, Randall was involved in one of the worst fog incidents ever. In a game against the Chicago Bears here in the infamous Fog Bowl where nobody could see their breath. That's how thick the fog was. Like, literally, I'm watching on TV going, I can't even see what's going on here because literally the fog was that thick. That was an incredible thing to watch, and Randall was the quarterback for the Eagles on that day. So there you go.
Randall. A little extra for you. That was the 88 year, right? 1988?
Correct, 1988. That is correct.
A lot of people thought with that defense in Randall and how that offense was going, they could have taken
absolutely. That should have been their year. That should have been the Eagles' year. I think honestly, that could have been that could have been a lot better for them at it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we shall definitely see. Alex, I'm coming to you and the crowd. Any of you guys want to answer? How many Super Bowls have the Eagles been to as a franchise?
Ooh, if I'm
not counting this one, I think.
Yeah, no,
are we counting this one? Okay.
No, not this one.
No, not counting this one. Yeah.
I can only think of 3 off the top of my head.
Yep.
It's only 3. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. It's only 3.
I was like 3 or 4, but like.
Well, that's what comes if you count this one or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
this is right. This one's 4, right? 3 from before this, right? Correct.
Yeah. So it was Super Bowl 15, Super Bowl 39 against the Patriots. And
the Patriots,
the last one was 2017. I don't know what
52 or 53, right? 53, 52.
something
Whatever
crazy.
it was, yeah.
How about this crazy thought, gentlemen? The fact that remember back in the day when if you hadn't won them all, if you had been to more than 3 Super Bowls, you were like, yo. And now it's like now you got teams that have been to 8, 7 or 8,
9.
or players
Right.
that have been to 8, 9, you know,
Or a player that's won 7.
right.
Right.
Well, right, just one guy who's won 7 of them, no big deal. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So look, those were a couple of Eagles trivia questions, but we're gonna get to the best part of our show. I got people here left and right. I didn't even forget how many people I sent this out to. So we're gonna go around the horn and talk about our agenda. And since we got a couple people that I don't know how long I got them,
Right.
I'm gonna bring in the homie.
Oh no, it's Janae Struthers. What up, Janae?
Man, what's up, my good guys?
What's up? How you been?
We finally made it to a game that none of our teams are in.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
I knew week 1 we weren't there, so like.
Right. I was not disillusioned at all. Trust me, I knew where we were going.
I almost made a joke. I'm leaving it alone though.
That's right. Real nice. Nay, what do you got? What are you doing today for the game? You guys.
Man, I'm heading to Stafford in a little bit. Got to go to my boss's house for a Super Bowl party that he's throwing. But
okay.
I'm excited because 2 great teams. I'm hoping we get a great game.
Mm-hmm.
The energy feels like it's going to be a great game, but I hope we didn't talk this one up to be just a bad.
That's exactly. Yeah, all of a sudden, right? 13-9. Here we go again. Right, 13-9.
That would be horrible, Nick. That would be horrible.
I know. I agree.
But I'm hoping it's one of those games where it's in the 30s. I actually hope it was like the game Buffalo and Kansas City that last year where they battled it out to the very end. I'm hoping it's kind of like that, like a whoever's got the ball last.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, type of deal. Yeah, type of deal.
I can see that happen.
Whoa, what happened? Janae left. What'd you do to her?
I don't know.
Janae, what happened?
Kick her out. I don't know. Hey,
you know what it was? Her baby hit the button. The little girl said, "No, I ain't playing with you, Ma. You're out."
See?
Hit the button. That was it.
It's either that or it's that spotty Dallas Cowboys Wi-Fi.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Just that fast, you were trying to come for me. I see how you do it.
Yeah, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I didn't know if you heard it or not.
Right.
Hey, but you know what? I'm going ahead and call it. I want Kansas City to win, man. I hope Patrick Mahommes does his thing.
No, Patty.
Nothing against the Eagles. I'm glad that they got there.
No, I know.
I just feel like Pat's the guy. Like he's one of those people now we can consider like the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, like never leave any time on the clock, never count them out. Every time I have done that thus far this year.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Proving me wrong. So I'm not going to do it for the Super Bowl just because they're coming up against another team. I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I didn't get a chance to catch. I literally just got home and I saw Sean's message, so I had to get on here, but I didn't get a chance to catch who you guys were picking.
Yeah. Is that Sarah behind you? Is that Sarah behind you?
That's it.
Hey, Sarah, you see the jersey, right? You see the jersey, right?
Oh, here we are.
Let's go.
That's not what we're doing on here. What we're not gonna do is collab with my wife.
Hey, Sean, no dividing households, man. No dividing households. What are we doing?
Let's go.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yo, so yeah, we haven't.
That's why I'm gonna
wait to the end to give our.
All right, I'll be watching.
Hey,
appreciate you watching. Hey, I appreciate y'all on the show, man. You're killing it. I love it, man. Keep going. This freaking show is amazing, too, man. I can't wait to see you Nick too.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make your baby a Bears fan. Don't worry about it. You're good.
No, what?
Nick? Nick?
I got it, Janae. Don't worry, I got it.
Thank you for taking him out of
Washington,
okay? Thank you. All right, my guys. I'll see y'all later.
All right,
bear down, baby. Bear down. Bear down.
Yo, we got people in here, and Nick, I'm gonna let you go next because I know you have to go in 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes, yeah. The old man's picking me up. I'm going to my sister's house, right? So what we're talking about, Will Kramer is back, ladies and gentlemen. But what we're talking, Ben Cornett, look at it. Here's the story of a man, lovely lady. No, but I always go for the last few years, I've gone to my sister's house for the Super Bowl because honestly, it's fun. Like my dad, my dad is a good dude. He loves football. So, and he's a chicken wing eater. So we always, it's always like the menu is similar. So we go to my sister's house. We get some chicken wings. We get some nachos going. Every once in a while, we'll order a pizza, whatever it is. And literally, it's funny because in years past, before my sister really started having like my dad over and I would come over, I was like, where's the Super Bowl party? Where can I go for the biggest, I want to go to the biggest party and I want all this and I want to go. And actually, I no lie, no BS. I have more fun just sitting there with my sister and my dad watching the game and everything. Like, it's just a good time. I mean, family is awesome. And my family's pretty cool. So I enjoy hanging with them. But, it just becomes one of those things where now I think it's almost become a tradition where like every year my sister just goes, okay, what time are you guys coming? So, yeah, so the old man will pick me up. We'll go to my sister's house, enjoy the chicken wings and nachos, watch the game, watch the commercials, watch Rihanna at halftime. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, I was going to go to Will, but Ben, talk to us because Scott, apparently the only Ben I have to see, I never would have been Ben over in prison.
Wow, dude. Jeez.
Well, since Alex Schomburg's not here, I guess I'm the next guy.
Yeah, right.
How's it going,
so
guys?
Ben, hey, man, how's it going?
Good, Ben. How are you?
Good.
So, Ben, what do you got going on today? What's on the agenda for you? What are you eating? What do you think?
What's on the agenda today? There's some big games going on in a few hours.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to go to your college basketball game.
Come over to my house. We're going to have some wings, ribs, watch the game. And it's going to be an exciting game. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as exciting as Isaiah Johnson's,
there we go.
Hit at the buzzard for Portland State last night against Northern
Yes!
Wow, there you go. Yes. There it is.
It should be a very good matchup, the Eagles and Chiefs. I'm going Eagles in this game, guys.
Okay. I can see
Way to
so
go, Ben. That's right. You're killing Ben.
And it won't be like Tennessee's last two buzzard beaters that they've had
against
them this week.
At the 30-footer at the buzzard yesterday?
Right. Leaning.
Twice in 1 week, Tennessee. Twice in 1 week, Tennessee. What's going on over there?
Yo, hey, I'm going to give a quick plug to my guy, Mr. Ben Cornett of the Ben Zone. You guys need to check out 2-3 Ben Zone. It is a great show. I saw it last night. I was at my parents' house.
I might add.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
for a while I was like, 2-3 Ben Zone, but it didn't click. And I was like, oh, wait.
What? It's basketball, right? Basketball.
Right. So absolutely love it. But look, why we also have it, Will, I saw you're playing with your boy. What do you have on your agenda? First of all, what's the score since we're talking college basketball? What's the score for the LSU South Carolina game?
It's 42-32 South Carolina. So they came
no.
Okay. A little bit. But yeah. Don's got her girls rolling. But yeah.
Wait, real quick. Are those the best two teams, best two college programs in the SEC?
I would imagine so.
Okay, nothing.
Does a bear poop in the woods? I mean, come on.
Keep going.
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. It was missed. It was way over. Just go.
Yeah. But no, as you can see, I've been looking around because the boys are waking up for their nap. So we're gonna have some fun here. But we did something really fun this year. We made food for each of the that represents each of the two cities. So we did. Last night we had some Kansas City barbecue ribs, which was real good. And today we're having some Philly cheesesteaks. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
So, little tradition I thought would be fun to start. Just kind of, we'll see if we're able to do that. So I will be rooting for Philly. Even though I can't stand Eagles fans, just the team, they've been the best team all year round. And Jalen Hurts everybody loves Jalen Hurts. You can't have nothing bad to say about that guy.
They do now.
Play for. So that's who I'll be going for. And I'm looking to see the Eagles break the Super Bowl sack record with over 7 sacks today. I think with Patrick Mahommes' ankle is not healed for he can run. They're not gonna be able to stop Hassan Reddick. They're not gonna be able to stop the D tackles you guys talked about earlier. I think the Eagles D is gonna have themselves a day.
Oh, I like that. I can see it happen. I mean, and it's not like there's a show on Wednesday night that showed the blueprint of how to beat Philly.
There you go.
We did kind of do that.
Can somebody take him off the feed? Can we do that? Can we get Sean out of there?
Wow. All right, Alex, I'm coming to you we see, hey, you've always been the bridesmaid, never the bride. You've always been here. Super Sunday. Talk to me what you're doing. I know, aren't you? You're going somewhere today, right?
Yeah, so a bunch of us LTF, North Sports Dynasty people are all getting together. We're going to Andrew's house. It's me, Andrew, Nicole,
nice.
Kyle.
Woo.
Like we're all getting
awesome.
together to watch the game. We got wings, a bunch of different food going on, a bunch of different drinks.
Sure.
It'll be my first time meeting Nicole, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
There you go.
And yeah, we're all getting together, hanging out, watching what I think is going to be an amazing game.
Yeah.
I also got the Eagles. As you guys know, I'm a big trenches guy, a big O-line,
Yes.
big D-line guy, and as I said earlier, they got the best ones on both sides of the ball. And I think the sneaky underrated guy, we all talk about Hassan Reddick. Javon Hargrave had 11 sacks as a D tackle this year.
Oh,
look for him to just plug up the middle and get some pressure right up the front of Mahommes, especially if he's going to have a hard time running today.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. I can dig that. I can absolutely dig that. Real quick, wanted to answer a question. Johnny, I don't know how you don't know my guy. That's Will Kramer, Wednesday night, Washington Football Weekend.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I'm not wearing my
That's me.
gear.
That's why.
That's what it is.
That makes sense.
He doesn't have the hat on, the shirt on, the sweatshirt, whatever it is, right? Will's missing everything.
Let's do a quick WFW transition.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is. See, when you host the show and you're a Washington fan, you can do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a great Sunday. Always fun. It's a little bittersweet, the fact that everything that we love is coming to the end. Although each of our teams suck, so we're looking forward to it.
We'll look forward to next year. Maybe next year.
Right. This gets to be my favorite time of the year as a Lions fan. So the off-season.
Yeah, the off-season. What are we doing? Right.
Despite being 8-9.
Yeah, it's not like our head coach said that we have we may possibly have our quarterback in house, or maybe not.
Right, he could be on your roster, maybe not though.
Rivera, oh God, Rivera, come on, man. Hey,
he's not on the roster. He's not on the roster.
Yeah,
Will,
he's not on the roster.
The future, Will, the future. Let's go. Hey, Will, appreciate you, buddy.
All right, have a great day.
All right, Will, take it easy, buddy.
Later, Will.
Good to see you. Later on.
All righty. Handy, you said you were having. I tried to send it to you again.
Yeah, normally when it comes through, it actually has the hyperlink on it. Also, all I got was a picture of the link. It worked out of Google Chrome for some reason. I don't know. Wait a minute, hold on. Why don't I try that?
Yes. Hey, it wouldn't be a live show if there wasn't technical difficulties. So I am going to try to do this myself as well. Ben, really quickly.
Yes.
Let's see if this works. Tell us. Okay, so we did talk about Philly beforehand. Let me take that out. Talk to me about strengths. Talk to me about weaknesses while we get this part together.
Well, with Philly, I don't think you can really find a weakness with Philly, to be honest with you. The way they've been playing all year, from the trenches to the quarterback play, the running backs, the receivers, the linebackers, the safeties. I mean, it's one of those things. It's really rare when a team really doesn't have a weakness. Now, I guess if you could say they're the least good at, it could be maybe they're secondary, but even then, they're still phenomenal with Darius Slay. I mean, the linebackers to me are the strengths on that team, despite the fact that they have a very good front four. But, when you got a guy like Hassan Reddick, that's just wreaks havoc, against offenses, it's incredible. And like you said, if I look at my notes, I had it the other night, he had 16 sacks this year. 16 for a linebacker. That's pretty incredible. I mean, it's rare that a linebacker can have that many sacks, but it just goes to show you how good that defense really is. And for Kansas City, they're going to have to protect Mahommes all day. That line has to not let any penetration from the defense come to Mahommes or even come close to it. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for Mahommes, I think. That's why I picked Philly to win, because again, defensively, they're just so good. People are saying, well, what about the schedule and said, well, they can't help who they play. Whoever you play on the schedule, that's who you play. And they've dominated against those teams, even the good teams. So for me, that's their strength. Like I said, any weakness would be maybe their secondary and maybe some of their depth. But other than that, they got strengths all around.
Oh, wait. Absolutely. Oh, I can hear myself. All right. This is not working.
It's not working. I not like it.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Yes? All right. I'm going. I hope we're dressed up here. I'm taking you to my parents' house. Are we not in the kitchen? This is okay.
There we go. That's
again, when you're doing it live, you just don't know. See, we got a little some wings right here.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, look at that.
So this stuff, I didn't plan this, guys, so forgive me. Dishes are being done in the background. My mom. Stop. Look at you saying stop, but you really want me to say my hand. I'm trying to see. Everybody say hi. 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 Okay, guys, this is so underwhelming. We're supposed to be on point, guys. Come on, guys.
This is better than
all right, that didn't work the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, you should have a full episode on this.
It did not work the way I wanted. Okay, wait. Okay. That's what we're going to do. How about?
Anything can happen on live TV. Oh, we got
Nick, we can't hear you.
Who's that one guy? Looks like Anthony.
Okay, I'm big.
You're right. I had my mic on mute
right,
that whole time. Look at that. My bad.
All righty, Handy, your show. Here we go.
Hey, all right, fellas. Here's what we got going on in Casa Fingers today. So I had to take y'all out of the studio. We're gonna come out into the Zagnef Central Kitchen, and I got to figure out how to turn this camera around. I don't know. So here's what we got here. We're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be doing our own mini hoagies. So I got all the ingredients. I got the tomatoes and everything, and the chips and dip, and I got the wings in the marinade. They're going over here in the air fryer, where we're going to cook them up, and they're going to just do these things, and we'll probably have some pudding with it later, and then we're going to come back. I don't know why I can't hear y'all at all on this phone.
Yeah,
I got there's no snare in my headphones.
We're good.
There's no snare in my headphones. Anyway,
we can hear you.
That's what we're going to do hoagies. The missus is going to have, oh Lord, she wants a turkey, lettuce, tomato with a little mayonnaise. Your boy is going to make himself an Italian sandwich with the roast beef and the forced ham and the oil. I didn't even show y'all the oil and vinegar and the salt and pepper in the grinders. Like you go to the Olive Garden and they give you the pepper grinders. Would you like some pepper? Yes. So we're doing the whole big shebang for that today. That's what we have in Casa Fingers today for the thing. And I hope everybody out there is having some wings. I'm pretty sure that's on everybody's menu. I cannot think of a single person.
I know one guy isn't. Yeah.
I can't think of
one guy that will not be having wings.
Right. There's one guy
who don't like wings. Oh, wait.
Mr. Snell.
Nathan, where are you? Have a chicken wing, brother. Right. Come and get a chicken wing, Nate. Come and get one. Come and get some.
Okay, we're
gonna have to do something about that.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Myself.
Get out of that one. Take you out of that one. Okay. Cool. Right.
There's two. Well, two handies are better than one, right? Is that what they say? Right?
Wow. This thing just turned. Here we go.
Hey, everyone get their minds out of the gutter. He meant it.
Right?
No, I live in the gutter. Do you know where I worked for 6 years? No, you probably know it, Alex, but do you know where
that sounds like somebody that used to be allowed to watch our show. That sounds like one of them comments.
Yeah, exactly. All I got to say is Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
Oh, yeah.
No. All right, hey, look, let's go into it, Nick. I know you got to leave in about 5 minutes, so we're going to start with it. The Kansas City Chiefs, they've been here before. We talked about it on multiple occasions.
What do you expect? Is Mahomes healthy?
Well, here's the thing. He played well in the championship game, obviously, right? We saw that. He ran on his foot a little bit. Not a lot, but he ran when it counted. And he got a 15-yard penalty to boot because he got hit out of bounds. So that, he has 2 weeks now to work this out, to do what he can. But I got to tell you, to me, this is why I picked the Eagles. I went back and forth. Initially, I did say that the Chiefs would probably win this game. But the more I really sat down and thought about it, and the more I really went, I just don't see the offensive line of the Chiefs stopping the entire defense of the Eagles. And that is going to be the biggest thing, I think, in this game. Can the Chiefs, like Ben was talking about, I don't think for an entire game, I don't think they can hold the Eagles back. There's going to be pressures. There's going to be sacks. There's going to be things that just happen because that's how good the Philadelphia defense is. And when they're going against the Kansas City line, the Philadelphia defense should win that matchup a good percentage of the time. So that is why I think that's the one weakness there for the Chiefs. And Mahomes is going to have to do a little magic. He's going to have to do a couple of those sidearm throws or roll out and, throw to the backside of the field or, do his jump shot pass that he does or whatever it is. Whatever magic he's got in his little 2 feet there, he's going to have to bring today because I think he's going to need it. Just, again, not that he's not a great player and not that the Chiefs are not a good team, but when it comes down to it, I've said it before, other people have said it, defense wins championships, and that could very well be the case today, my friend. So I'm going to take the Eagles because, again, I think the weakness of that offensive line as compared to the defensive line of the Eagles could be a problem. Now, obviously, as far as strengths, real quick, the strengths. You got Travis Kelce. That guy could catch a cow in a twister. Like, that's how good Travis Kelce is. And as much as they may not have people criticize the other receivers, Mahomes just has a way of finding them. And there's nobody on the injury report, so they're all going to be there. So you're going to see a plethora, I'm sure. I'm going to guess right now. Here's a stat for you, or here's a prop thing for you guys. I say he completes a pass to at least 7 different receivers today, because that's what it's going to take also. He's got to spread the ball. You're going to see, the tight end's going to get Kelsey's going to get it. The other tight end they have is going to get a pass. Smith, Schuster, whoever, all the receivers, everybody's going to get a pass today. Watch. It's just going to happen. Coming out of the backfield, they're going to, it's just, he has to be able to spread the ball around because he's going to be pressured enough where he's got to get the ball out quickly. So I'm going to go with that one, see if I'm right. But I say he completes a pass to at least 7 receivers in this game.
I like
7
it.
different receivers.
Yeah,
7 different ones.
I take you
Take
on that.
that.
I take you on that. Well,
Yeah,
look. So you have to head out, don't you? Right now.
Yeah, unfortunately I do because, again, my dad is coming to pick me up, and I got to go to the sister's house and eat my chicken wings and nachos and be happy. But listen, thank you guys so much. Everybody's going to watch the big game. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Have a great game. Let's go, Eagles.
Back at you, Nick.
All right, guys.
Nick,
have a good one.
Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate
Later,
you.
Nick.
All righty, Alex, coming to you. He talked about it. I mean, look, we all know their strengths. We know Mahomes. We know Pacheco and their running game, McKinnon coming out the woodworks.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense has been really underrated. But they're a playoff defense. They don't play good all the time, but when they need to, they show up. Are we overlooking this team?
We absolutely are. This is a stat that I said in the AFC Championship game, the build up to that. The Chiefs were second in quarterback pressures this year. They didn't always hit the quarterback, but they were always in that quarterback's grill. Now, obviously, you're playing the best offensive line in football, so we'll see if Chris Jones and Frank Clark and those guys can get after it today. But this defensive line has made quarterbacks' lives terrible all year. So the one, as far as a weakness, though, that run defense has been pretty bad all year. Yeah. But the Eagles kind of almost passed to set up the run, so which could almost work in Kansas City's favor because, like I said, that all those pressures, the secondary has actually played pretty well this year. L'Jarius Sneed and all the other the young rookie corners, they play 3 or 4 rookie corners in that rotation, which is insane for how well that group has played this year. The linebackers get after it. And I think, like Scott said, I think we're kind of overlooking the other targets in Kansas City a little bit.
Yes.
Like I think McCole Hardman with his speed could be a weapon today. Juju he'll be good in the slot, kind of coming across the middle, that kind of stuff. And then Pacheco out of the backfield and McKinnon out of the backfield is sneaky good too. So this Chiefs team is loaded, and they've got, I'd say, the second best coach in football right now. Yeah. So you've got a guy that's been here, that's coached multiple Super Bowls before. Like the Eagles made 3 Super Bowls, we said? He coached one of those.
Yep.
Has coached the last 3. Well, now 3 with the Chiefs here with this one today. So it's a guy that's had experience in these big time games where Sirianni really hasn't. So it's scary to pick against Kansas City, even though I did. It worries me to pick against Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yes,
and Reid.
Exactly, and that's right where I'm at.
But can we necessarily count Sirianni out? I mean, we've seen instances where you've had coaches that had not had that experience. See Doug Peterson versus Bill Belichick, that have managed to pull something out of the bag of tricks and go, "Hey, I got, you know what? I see your design run Harlem Globetrotter behind the back Patrick Mahomes fake pass. He actually is running out of the thing, and I'm gonna raise you. My spy is gonna come and knock his head off if he tries to run across it. You know what I mean? Like you go.
Well, if you look at Sirianni, he got them to the playoffs year 1 and the Super Bowl year 2. So the guy can coach football.
Yes,
there's no doubt about that. He's gonna have these guys ready to go today.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no knock on Sirianni at all. I was just like the coach that is Andy Reid. I think that is a strength for Kansas City today.
You know what's really interesting?
I can see. Look, could you see Andy Reid on the plane home if they lose and Patrick Mahommes wakes up on the plane like that Allstate commercial? Coach, I had a nightmare that we lost the game, and he's like, "We're gonna get to the bottom of this."
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. You know what's really amazing about Kansas City this year is that they lost Tyreek Hill. Think about that.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahommes still won the MVP. And I think he's been a better quarterback for that because now he can go to different weapons. He has different players to go to.
Yep.
You know, he still has Kelsey, but, you know, he's got Scaldez Valdez now. He's got Juju now. He's going to different type of players. And to me, it's made him a better quarterback where he doesn't have that security blanket with Tyreek Hill anymore. And to me, that does make Kansas City very dangerous because you know the weapons with the change and everything. He's still Mahomes, and even though I picked Philly today, it wouldn't shock me if Kansas City beat him.
Well, question, was Tyreek the security blanket, or was he just yelling a lot about getting the ball?
He was great, dude. He was really good.
I mean, he was I mean, some could even say he was a better decoy than his player. I mean, he was a great player, but if you send him deep, he's at least getting 2 or 3 guys, a safety in the corner. You know what I mean? At minimum, that frees
the guy
up
you have to game plan for as a DC.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And so you know what? That I love that we went there because I think there's something. We have trivia that we're going to do. I have a question for each of you, but before we do that, there's a question that was brought up on NFL Edition the other night, and I was kind of going back and forth, and I think it was brought up last night on NSD, where we wanted to take a look at this. So we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, and I mean it mainly for the Chiefs. We know Patrick Mahomes 1-1 in the Super Bowl. Now Andy Reid, he's been in 3 Super Bowls and he's 1-2. What does this do? And Ben, I'm gonna come to you first. What does this do for the legacy? Because if they don't win, is he another Elway or Marino? Great talent, always at the top, but just can't get it done? Or, you know, what does this say if he loses? They lose.
It's gonna really hurt his legacy all too often. All that much, I should say, because he won it on his first try.
Yeah.
So now had he been like an Elway situation where he lost the first 3 and then he won 2 at the very end, you know, that saved his legacy for Elway.
Yeah.
But Mahomes, he already got that one out of the way. And the only thing that's could hurt is comparing them to like the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Brady's, something like that. But other than that, I don't think it really hurts his legacy if he loses this game today. But it also depends how he plays too. You know, if he still plays great in a losing effort, he'll still be one of the best quarterbacks in today's generation. He'll
Right.
still get back to the Super Bowl because the Chiefs, they're going to find a way to. Mahomes still has 10 good years left in him, I think. So it's not going to
more.
Yeah,
Right.
more, right. And
But
see, I
if
think
you
this goes to that Hall of Fame debate, and you keep going with that, and Alex, and you guys jump in. That Hall of Fame debate where it's like, if he ends up going one of two, and mind you, there is so many more years, so this is obviously all speculation. But at the same time, it does make you kind of think, they're getting here every other year, if not every year. But if they aren't able to get it done, when do we start saying, what's going on with them? You know what I mean?
Or he gets mentioned in the same category with Jim Kelly, except that he has won one already.
Right.
Jim Kelly being one of the I will say one of the most talented quarterbacks of that time to play in the league, but to go 4 straight times and to lose 4 straight times. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, at the same time, it's exactly what Ben said. If they keep making it back and keep losing, but he throws for 300 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks, and they lose 42-35, well, that ain't his fault, right? So if they start losing these because of him instead of in spite of him, then it's a different story. I think it's hard to go just based off a win or loss, how it affects his legacy.
Right.
You've got to look at the box score. You've got to look at the eye test on the field, and then you go into it a bit further.
Right. And I agree, Johnny. It's way too soon to talk legacy talk, but everybody is already, and they did this after the first win, where they're already starting to say he's baby goat and he's compared to Brady and everything. Now, obviously, you can't compare Brady's 10 Super Bowl appearances to the only 2 from Mahomes, and we like to put people on that trajectory. But see, that's my question. Is it a case of us crowning them too early? Is it a case of us saying he has great talent? Anthony, go ahead. He has great talent, but we want him to be the next guy.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
We have a tendency to. I think I don't know if it was you and I or Alex and I that had this conversation last week when the debate was raging about another great player in another sport. Whose name I hate to mention because it's not that I don't like him. It's just been everywhere.
It brings a whole conversation with it.
It does.
But here's the thing: the whole thing with the GOAT. Muhammad Ali declared himself the greatest of all time back in 1970 something.
Yep.
And for a long time, it was just him. But somewhere in the last 15 or 20 years, they started slapping the GOAT label on everybody. It started, I think, with MJ, and then it progressed to tennis, and then it's football. So now what we have is that every time somebody comes along that has that level of greatness, okay, in football's case, Tom Brady in the quarterback position. And before that Montana, and so on and so forth. So now every time someone in a position of greatness either retires or falls off, we're looking for the next person to say this is the next GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we too quick to want to have somebody to be the best instead of just being able to say all of these people are respectively incredibly talented at their positions. And I can't really just say that the one is one, there's one or the other. One is better than the other. You could easily say this one's got more stats than the other, or this one has more this than the other.
We can argue for days. Yeah.
Me and Anthony have discussed it 3 or 4 different days this week alone.
Right.
Yes. I love this.
So basketball, I'll go ahead and call it. Yeah, I'm looking at you,
Jordan.
I'm looking at you out of Akron, Ohio. I understand. You understand. I'm trying to, but anyway.
There's no denying Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah. And I think
you can't call yourself the GOAT if your kids are wearing somebody else's shoes. That's all I got to say.
Drop the mic. Yeah. But you know what? I think it's what Ben. I think you said it either in a comment or you said it somewhere else. It's you can have all the accolades, you can have all the hoopla and all that stuff around you, but it's who truly makes their team better. They might not sit there and be the best at every single stat or whatever, but when they come on the field, their team is considerably better than when they are not on the field, the court, or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I think that plays a huge factor in all of this conversation. But
That's
know
actually a debate that we had a few years back. The debate that we had the year that Peyton Manning was out for the whole season with his neck. Remember?
Yeah.
And people were saying, should Peyton Manning be considered? Hello, Miss Cat. Should Peyton Manning be considered for MVP? Because the whole discussion was, we see that he hasn't played all season, but you see how the Colts were before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And since he's got hurt, now you see where they are. So
They were by far the worst team in football.
Right.
Since he's been gone.
Right. As soon as he got hurt, Q Kelly Clarkson. You know, so
hold
up,
guys. Can I
I can't hear anything, but I don't know if you guys know this, but Kirk Cousins, he's got a musical career coming up. Straight up serious.
Well, he ain't getting to a Super Bowl, so he might as well start that.
You know what? He is.
Pew, everybody go
People just don't know. But don't be making fun of my cousins. I love my cousins.
He went to the wrong school and played for the wrong NFC North team. Sorry.
I don't want to hear about it. Because you know how I look at it? He's a good person. And he's the kind of player that I'd want my children to look up to.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Come on now.
You know
it's true.
I'm doing this.
You like that thing is brutal, but other than that, yeah.
I do like it. I don't like it. I love it.
I'm doing this so that it's a peaceful ride home today.
Yes, come on now.
To Tom Brady.
I think we do need to see Kirk.
All the other quarterbacks.
He likes to sing in high school choir.
I
don't know how I feel about her and all this cowboy stuff though.
Tom's won 7 times, went to 10. He's on some beach, so maybe Kirk could win.
Wait, you can really sing.
No,
Since he's been gone.
Wait, hold on.
Kelly
First
Clarkson
of all,
was a
you
pizza
can
man.
really sing. What? Like, okay, Kirk Cousins. I would totally press my button. Okay.
All right. We're done with that. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Do you know how many times I've had to watch that in the last couple days?
Sean.
All right.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Bruh, the look on your face when she said, "He's someone I would want my kids to look up to," and all I got was that scene in The Blind Side when old girl said, "He's a very handsome man." He's like, "I'm standing right here, Leanne." She's like, "Yes, I know."
Craziness. Yeah, shout out to my baby. We are in North Carolina for my parents. So let's get into this. We talked about the Chiefs. We talked about this game, the legacy. Let's go into Super Bowl trivia. Ladies and gentlemen, you can definitely hop in on some of these comments and see. I'm going to come to you first, Ben. Mm-hmm. Who was the owner for the Chiefs in the first 2 Super Bowl appearances?
Would that be Clark Hunt?
It's Hunt, not Clark, though.
Lamar.
Yes, definitely Lamar Hunt. And hey, for bonus, I mean, there's not really any bonuses coming with it, but I've told a couple of people in here already. Ben, for a bonus, what was his significant contribution to the big game?
Oh, to be honest with you, I don't know. Did he allow Len Dawson to smoke on the bench?
I wish I had that picture. Len's got a cigarette and a beer, chilling, sipping. Let's go.
You got me there, man.
I didn't know it until he said it earlier either. So
okay.
So you got me thinking Len Dawson now. Lamar Hunt, when the AFL and the NFL merger happened in 1960s, when they said it was coming together, 1970s when it officially happened, they were talking about we need a game where it's an AFL champion playing an NFL champion. And he was saying, well, what is the game? What is the name of that game going to be? His daughter at the time had one of those little bouncy balls that you use like in dodgeball, and it was sold as a Super Bowl. So when he was going and talking to the guys, he said, the last game, the final game, the Super Bowl. And it just kind of came out and it stuck. And so Anthony, you had said it before, he is the name on the AFC Championship Trophy,
yes,
the Lamar Hunt Trophy, and he is the originator for the name Super Bowl. So, hey, hopefully that'll help you guys with some trivia someday. Let's get it. Let's get it. All righty. I am going to go to you next, Mr. Handy. How many Super Bowls have the Chiefs been to?
Oh, snap. I want to say 5.
Not quite. Close. Very close. So the answer is 4. Technically, this would have been their 5th, but the answer is 4. They went to Super Bowl 1 and lost. They went to Super Bowl 4 and won. And then they went Super Bowl a couple years ago where they beat San Francisco, and then they lost obviously to the Buccaneers.
Right.
So
this would be their 5th. That one
yes.
I will count it today.
Well, okay. Then yes, Anthony, yes. And Alex,
give me my theme music.
And Alex, I'm coming to you last with this one. Actually, might have been one of the comments in there. Who coached the Chiefs their first 2 Super Bowls? And here's a little hint.
I had
the ball down the field.
I had the name in my head, and then I saw that comment and heard his voice, and then the name was gone. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. I know.
Anybody else? You guys know?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. Who is it, Handy?
Who is Hank Stram?
That's right. Hank Stram.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, and like Johnny said, he was the one. If you ever watched old NFL films videos, he was the one that said, all we gotta do is matriculate that ball across the goal line or something.
Yeah,
and 38 toss power
down the field.
Yep. I love it. I love all those old videos and all that old stuff. So yes, shout out to that. That is absolutely what's up. But look, we're coming close to the end of this. We appreciate you guys sitting here with us. I said bingo, Anthony. Ben, that looks nasty. What is it?
No, my cat was calling on my leg.
Oh.
His tail.
You saw the tail wave.
It's like, are you a furry? Is that what's going on over there?
Furry snake, yeah.
Let's get it. All righty. So, I know you said, Alec, Ben, you got to go. How much time do you have left? Because I want to do.
You got one more question, one more segment, or?
Yeah. I got a quick keys to victories and Super Bowl predictions, but you kind of already gave us that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and step out though, but I want to thank you, Sean, for inviting me on the show today. Alex and Mr. Handy, good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
And yeah, enjoy your day, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, as long as we get a good game, that's all that matters.
That's all we want. Hey, again, guys, check out my guy Friday nights. Have at it with him and Alex Schomburg, and then the Ben Zone. Is that just periodically throughout the week, or
Facebook group? And then I got
2-3 Ben Zone. I meant
2-3 Ben Zone, the college basketball, NBA basketball chat. And then Alex is going to be joining me, most of the time for a wrestling show coming up on Saturday before the Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
Let me shout that out. I have never been so entertained. Y'all know how much I love football, but I was diving into that show so much. I was just like, I can't type fast enough. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah. Check it out. Saturday night. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern. The new show is going to be called Face the Heels. Baby face, heels.
Yeah.
So I put Face the Heels. It's going to be me, Alex, hopefully Alex Schomburg, Nick Rosario. We're going to preview Elimination Chamber before the Elimination Chamber show comes on Saturday night.
Nice.
So.
I'll definitely be in those comments. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For sure. So, Ben, appreciate you, my friend.
All right, man. Yes. Guys, take care. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Take care, bro.
Man. My guy. Definitely check out Ben Cornett, man. He has been popping up with a lot of different shows recently. And like I said, that wrestling show, I those of you that don't know, diehard wrestling fan. And to see all of y'all going at it like that, I was just like, oh, man, wait, hold up. What? Oh, this is what you think? Like, I was ready.
See, and I'm like just getting back into it. I was for years, and then I haven't for fairly close to 10 years now, and now I'm just kind of starting to get back into it. But
hey, need it. I love it. Let's go. We just like talking, people. That's just what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Handy, my friend. Are you I think you got a little something for us. See, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know, but actually, shoot, this is perfect. These three people on here at one point or another in the last 2 seasons have each joined me for a college football show. Me and this guy haven't been as fortunate as our guy down here who has successfully reigned over the collegiate level in the last couple years.
They're the only team that's been better than us the last 2 years.
Yeah, and they're both better than me. So here we go.
My hands go back to back, so that's back to back. There we go.
Yo, one of the things that we absolutely love is that our guy, if you haven't seen Let's Talk Football, the Round Table, he's got a little nice segment, and he spotlights some college guys. So he's gonna give us a little Super Bowl spotlight after this. Take it away, Anthony.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. After all the speculation from the draft, the combine, to the draft show, to the preseason, and all the arguing and debating that we've had all season, we have finally, sadly, come to the end of the road. I'm not going to do the whole Wanye thing because it's a lot of rolls and stuff. And I got a twinge over here. My PPO said they don't cover that when I do the Wanye neck thing anymore. But we would like to thank you for joining us for today's Super Sunday edition of Let's Talk Football. We're talking about the Super Bowl. So we've been doing this a segment we like to call the Rookie Spotlight. We've been doing it all season long. And this one actually gives me an opportunity to spotlight 2 guys that I have not spotlighted all season. Part of that is because we only have 18 weeks in the regular season. I don't know. The NFL got like 27 weeks, and this one got a week off, and that one go over to Big Mama house, and they all have a cookout, play dominoes or Spice Adams or whatever. But anyway, we only have so many weeks in the NFL season. There are only so many rookies that we could cover. But these 2 guys today, we thought it would be special to bring in 2 guys that are representatives of each of the teams that are playing in today's game. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. And we're going to keep it brief and sweet. We're not going to give you the whole backlog. You can look that stuff up on Wikipedia. I won't say I did the same thing, but you can look up the rest of the stuff on Wikipedia. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Kansas City Chiefs, we're going to talk about today quarterback Trent McDuffie, who came from the Washington Huskies. He was a first-round draft pick. He was picked up with pick 21. A little small background on him. He was an All-American as a senior in high school. He played the All-American Bowl, and he was a 2-time All-American during his college career with the Washington Huskies. Coming to the league, didn't get a start right away. Was on injured reserve, so he wound up not starting until what was it, Sean? Week 3, week 4, somewhere in there. Went somewhere in there. But so far this season, he has managed to amass 44 tackles and 1 sack. No real tackles for loss, no interceptions. Part of that, now that does not say anything about his talent. One of the biggest things is he came from a 4-2-5 system in Washington, which they have been running to try and stop the spread, the RPO. And he, as a cornerback, is the 2 upbacks. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the 4-2-5, I actually had to look this up myself because last defense I really studied was the Tampa 2, and that was 20 years ago. So the 4-2-5 is 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 deep backs. And a lot of times the cornerbacks are the safeties are the 3 deep backs, and the corners are the 2 upbacks. And in that system at Washington, that allowed him to play both deep back and also sometimes come in on the blitz. He was exceptional at that blitz and getting in and popping that ball out on the quarterback, making sacks, making stops for losses or no stops for no gain at all. He also was able to make in college. Actually, I will give you his college stats. He had 94 tackles altogether. 1 sack, 2 INTs, and 3 forced fumbles while he was at Washington. So, I mean, this kid is still prospering in a system that's not built for him because Kansas City runs, my understanding from looking this up, they run more of a 4-3 as opposed to the 4-2-5. So he's not utilized. He's not able to. He doesn't have that room as much, that versatility to be able to do what he was doing at Washington. But the kid's, he's fast. If he reads it, he can see a play coming. Just as college highlights I was watching and here with Kansas City, he sees a play coming, he's coming for you. Don't try and dink and dunk on him. He's going to get you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is cornerback Trent McDuffie. My understanding is I believe he's in the starting lineup tonight, so best of luck to him in Chiefs Nation. On the other side of the ball, from the Philadelphia Eagles, standing at 6'4", 341 pounds. Right there. Oh. They loved him so much they pulled the refrigerator parent. They said, "How about we give him the ball? See if anybody can stop him." Can't nobody stop him on defense. Skip. Ain't nobody stopping that ball on defense. They gave him the. You know what happened? Stetson Bennett got up under there. He called the plays. He did that whole little thing with his leg. I don't know what. They got a question for y'all. When did 180 become the standard for starting calling the signals in the NFL? Like everybody just call it 180. That's it. Or the clap. Oh, I'm sorry, this college. Stetson Bennett did the clap. So he did the little one leg thing. He did the clap. I forgot. I'm thinking I'm playing with a Sega Genesis, and we was actually playing with a Nintendo 64. My bad. He did the one-legged thing. He turned around and he handed the ball off. You know what happened, Skip Bayless? Oh, it was glorious. Skip. They couldn't stop him. Big baby get all up in him. Said, "You gonna let me have this?" You say, "Look, you know what? You a bad boy, but today you gonna have to let me run you this fade." That's exactly what he did. Jordan Davis, ladies and gentlemen, first round draft pick out of the University of Georgia with the 13th pick,
big baby,
to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I did what I failed to mention earlier is neither of these guys have really been standoutish this season because both of their teams have been immensely stacked. They both came to teams that had boatloads of talent and an incredible coaching staff, and both of them at some point during the season had some injuries. And our boy Big Baby went on injured reserve in November. Now a lot of people are saying, how come your boy Big Baby's only got 18 tackles? Your boy was you talking about a guy that had 91 tackles overall, 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, and that aforementioned touchdown when he had to run you that fade, 64 versus the Sega Genesis. He was a 2-time All-SEC player. He won a Bednarik Award. He won an Outland Trophy. He was a bad dude. Why is he not playing every down? Well, if y'all weren't paying attention, he didn't play every down at Georgia either. He came in when the situation merited. He was more of a he was more of a run defense guy. He was a guy to come in and just stand up and hold up 4 guys like that big dude that they had in the cell that was beating his head up against the wall in the longest yard. That was his job. He was supposed to stop up the line and let the D-backs come in and run behind him and do what they did. And that's what he did. That's what he's been doing all season. He's done it well. I don't know if he's slated to play today, if he's slated to start, but he came off the injured reserve about a month and a half ago.
He's in the rotation behind Fletcher and Javon Hargrave.
Right. So his biggest thing is they brought him in to do exactly what he did at Georgia, which is be a rotational player. And I don't need to give you any of his highlights from what he's done in Philadelphia so far. He's been doing the exact same thing he did that got in that trophy right there. He's been stopping up holes. He's been making he's not a sack guy. You don't look for him to make sacks. He clogs up holes and gets in the way and slows down progress so that somebody else can get in there and get the job done. Best of luck to both of them. Now, of course, as a Dog fan, I'm with my boy here. I hope he gets Super Bowl ring. But of course, I know him and Jacoby are over here. But of course, we got Mecole Hardman on the other side playing with the Chiefs. So best of luck to the Chiefs. Actually, there's 4 guys from Georgia playing today. I don't know who the 4th guy is, but we're not talking about them today. Best of luck to both of these gentlemen in their respective squads today in the Super Bowl. So there, with my final rookie spotlight of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, by the way, if you like this show and I haven't said this, don't forget to give it a like. Don't forget to give it a share. And don't forget to subscribe. That's not what the doctor does when he writes the piece of paper to tell you what medicine to take, and not suspicious like the people that look like they should be doing. They're not supposed to be doing what they're doing. Subscribe. Not a submarine, not a sandwich for Subway. This means you join the list, and then that means that you get all the notifications every time one of the 1,800 shows that's on the Let's Talk Football Network comes on. You will know, and you will be able to see it. So thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all. This has been my final rookie spotlight of the 2022 season. It's been my pleasure bringing this to you. I'm looking forward to talking about some more of them in the upcoming 2023 season. That's it for me, y'all, for the season on this right here. I'm done. Back to you, OG.
I just want to jump in quick. There's 4 Bulldogs. There's also 4 Wolverines today.
Woo! But nobody talk about you. It was our turn. You can't let nobody have nothing. You like that big brother, the little sister to come home and say, I got 4 stickers today for being a good student. He's like, I got an L on my science test.
Yes, let's go. Scott, thank you for joining. You win some jokes.
I know. I was gonna say, if it counts for anything, most of the Wolverines are about to be leaving the NFL soon, so that are in this game today. So,
Nathan Snell, appreciate you. Hey, definitely want to shout out Corey Brown. Wait, where is it? Corey Brown King. Cardinals fans show up for the Super Bowl game. I can dig it. I think there are 2 Mizzou Tigers too. Oh God.
It just means more.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, here we go. Hey, college football season is not necessarily over. All right, it's all year round.
Right.
I was just gonna say, Sean, are there any Tar Heels in the game today?
Okay, all right, Alex. That's how we're doing. Black History Month. It is just me and Anthony Handy. So
you gonna do that's how you doing? That's how you gonna
I ain't gonna do my guy like that. I'm not gonna do my guy Alex.
That's how you gonna do us on Black History Month, man. Look. Martin March all the way from Selma, Alabama, up through here, all the way down I-40 to Washington, D.C., so we can come on TV and get along. And
I'd like to point out I treated everyone evenly today. I was nice, and then I brought them back down.
Very true. Very true. I just want to state something, and maybe this has become because Alex is getting closer to us. But in the beginning, Alex was so nice and sweet and everything. Now it's just like, I'm gonna come for you. I'm coming for you, my guy.
See it.
I love it.
I wait for other people to take the first shot, and then it's like, okay, it's on now.
Pile on, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Sean. I just thought about this earlier. Sean, Alex is like, remember the kid that will walk up to you on the playground and be like, "Hey, hit my hand," and then you hit his hand, and they go hit somebody else. Be like, "That's for him. That's Alex right there."
He told me to do it. That guy.
Yeah.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen,
over there.
We almost gotta let you go, but we're not gonna get out of here without giving you kind of our quick last segment and our predictions, something I like to call keys to victory. So we're gonna go around really quick. Oh yeah, I should have probably told you guys.
If
you have keys, we can do it again. Ladies, this is what happens.
No, let's not do that. I just hit myself in the face. I leave that.
This is a live Super Bowl Sunday show. Really quick before we get this, definitely want you guys to shout out in NFL Edition, Johnny Dean. I think they're doing a little pop-up show right after here. Hey, Stay tuned to all that stuff that's going on. We're leading you right into the Super Bowl. Personally, this is my favorite time of the year. And when I hit these guys up, it wasn't even a question. It was like, if we're doing it now, let's get right here and let's go. So I appreciate you guys, no doubt about it. But here, we're going to it really quickly. We'll first go to the Chiefs, and then we'll go to the Eagles. We'll go with our keys to victory. For me, you have the experience. You've been here before. Do what works. And I think what works is adjustments. You have a struggle. Like you talked about, Alex, the run defense struggles, but if that's what struggles, then you load the box. You make their outside guys beat you. You sit there and start bringing guys around. And then on offense, Nick hit the nail on the head. 7, 8, 9 different receivers. Mahomes, do what you do. Pass the rock to everybody. Don't let them cue on any one person, because as a whole, maybe not outside of Kelsey, maybe not one individual guy is amazing, but all those guys collectively, they can get it done. They can absolutely get it done. Mm-hmm. Alex, what is your keys to victory for the Chiefs?
For me, it's for Mahomes to get the ball out quick. Whether it's obviously we want him to spread the ball out, but we've talked about that pressure that Philly's inevitably going to get today. Those corners aren't going to give you time to get those long routes open. So those quick outs, quick ins, quick slants, Valdez-Scantling, Hardman, Juju, McKinnon, Pacheco, obviously Kelsey. Let these guys use that speed that they have to make plays after the catch. Get them the ball quick. Get it out of Mahomes' hands quick. That's why Brady had so much success all those years. And let the playmakers make plays.
I love that. Anthony, Chiefs, what is your keys to victory?
Keys to victory for the Chiefs? Wow. Hey, the roles have been reversed. First, I said everything that needed to be said at the start of the show, and Alex is like, yeah, what Anthony said. And now you think it's keys. And like Alex just left me the little piece, the little corner crusty piece. I will say this. Patrick Mahommes has shown himself to be one of the best improvisational quarterbacks in the league as of late. One of the best improvisational players in the league, period. He just needs to be careful that because it's the Chiefs who have been here before versus the Eagles who have not had as much continuity. Don't think for 2 seconds that defense will not get opportunistic if mistakes are made on that offensive side. So they need the biggest thing I can come up with on top of what Alex said is to minimize any mistakes that they could potentially make on the offensive side. As far as giving up the ball and having given over advantageous field position to the Eagles.
Absolutely. And as far as the Eagles are concerned, hey, do what got you here. Run the ball, play good defense, but you have to turn over Patrick Mahommes. You've got to get him to throw interceptions. You got to capitalize on fumbles. Any kind of advantage, you have to steal possessions. The Eagles are going to have to steal possessions because if they go tat for tat, I don't think they can do that with KC, even with all the strength and everything, because KC's got that experience. They know how to steal possessions. They know how to get on the fast break. So in my opinion, Eagles, you've got to steal possessions. You got to get turnovers. You got to get, shut them down, 3 and outs, 4th downs, whatever they try to do, you have to shut that stuff down. Anthony, come to you. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think if the Eagles can get at least 2 3 and outs each quarter, I'm putting a lot of faith in their offensive talent. I think if the Eagles can get 2 3 and outs each quarter, especially something deep within KC territory. I did not know this until today. It's my understanding that the Kansas City defense is 32nd in the league, dead last in red zone defense.
Yep.
So if they can get some 3 and outs or force some turnovers in Kansas City territory, it may be a very interesting game.
Yeah, I see. So Alex, what do you think, man?
To me, it's simple. It's kind of been my theme talking about the Eagles all day. Impose your will in the trenches. Just mow these guys down in the running game. Make Chris Jones work because he's an absolute game breaker. So just make him beat you. On the defensive side, if I'm Jonathan Gannon, that defensive coordinator, I'm running all sorts of twists, stunts, blitzes, making this offensive line think, making Mahomes think pre-snap, and make those guys work too. So it's just be physical, impose your will, and dominate the line of scrimmage.
Love it. Absolutely. And hey, this is what everybody's been waiting for. We're about to get off here, but we're going to give our quick Super Bowl predictions. Alex, you just went talk to me. What is the Super Bowl prediction? What's going to happen tonight?
I got it being a pretty high scoring game. I'm going to say Eagles 34, Chiefs 31.
Woo! Oh, I like that. Anthony Handy. Mind you, I don't know if that was Nicole's scripted answer, but if it was, the script is out there, ladies and gentlemen.
It's great. We've been sharing it. It's been getting a little traction on YouTube's there, man.
I'm telling you. Handy, what do you have? What do you think the score is going to be?
I've been saying since it's been decided a couple weeks ago, I don't see it being more than 4 points max. That's all I see being the difference between the two. And I don't think it's going to be as much of a runaway for KC as a lot of people think it's going to be. So I'm going to stick to my guns. I still think the Chiefs eke this one out. I literally think they eke this one out. And I'm going to stick with, I think I said 34-37 is what I said with the Chiefs winning. I think that's
okay.
I like this. Hey, Scott, he said the same thing you said. Alex, 34-31 KC. I'm going to go against my better judgment. And seeing as we did take that victory over them, one thing that we do know is we've been talking about it all day. Both defenses, the game's going to be one in the trenches. In my opinion, it's going to be one in the trenches. And I think the secondaries are going to play big. I think those defenses are going to play big. And I think it's going to be low scoring game. I said it the other day. I'm going 21-17 Philly. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. I'm going with the Eagles. And hey, that's what it is. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. Super Sunday is here. We did the best job we can to give you a little snapshot into what we got going on, what we're doing. I am all about it. What do you say?
We had same score, different teams. Yeah. So, hey, we just appreciate you being here with us. We hope you enjoy the day. We hope you enjoy the game. I will be here in North Carolina, then heading back to Virginia after the game. My guy Anthony is in OKC doing his thing with the wings and the sandwiches, and then
I didn't get to appropriately show you because I didn't know how to turn my camera around until after I did my segment. But it's okay.
Yeah. Can we? Hey Nathan, just put your address in here so we can send some of the wings that we're gonna have.
I'll just email him a picture.
Right. Here you go.
We'll all send a picture. Yeah.
Just eating wings.
His Facebook feed is just wings.
Right, just wings.
Yo, don't y'all do that to Nathan. Don't y'all do that.
He's gonna log off everything.
He's too nice for that.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Right. And then obviously my guy, Mr. Alex Lusor, going to an NSD party, North Sports Dynasty get together. I love it.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. This is the early 2024 draft thing. This is great. This is great.
Nicole, Kyle, Andrew. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Maybe Chris. We'll see. He's a maybe. So.
Woo! I thought he was gonna show up.
He was, and then other things have happened. I'll explain after. But
okay, gotcha. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. We appreciate all of you guys watching. Scott, Nathan,
everybody.
Yeah, everybody. I was trying to think of who's the new guy that just came in. Daniel Berry. Yeah, shout out to you.
Johnny Dean.
Yeah. So hey, we got a lot of stuff. And Daniel, shout out to you for getting with us. Check out my guy down here. I might hop on as well. With NFL Edition pop-up. You know what I mean? Yep. We got North Sports Dynasty, LTF here. We got a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. We appreciate y'all being here. Not even happy, but Super Sunday. Happy Super Sunday to all of you. And hey, have a good one. Hope you enjoy the game. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.